A very warm welcome and good afternoon to you, South Africa. Welcome to Afternoon Express. I'm Bonnie Booley, and today's a very special day on the calendar. It's International Mother Tongue Day. South Africa is one of the most diverse countries in the world with 11 official languages. So here's a challenge for you today. Instead of just celebrating your mother tongue, make an effort today to learn something from someone else's. If you speak Afrikaans, why not learn how to greet and venda? And if you speak Xhosa, why not learn some Tsonga? So today on the show, for a midweek pick-me-up, we're joined by public speaker considered the King Kong of motivational speaking, also known as Motivational Bay, Vuki Dlamini. The Design Indaba 2018 also kicks off today, and we're joined by the founder and manager of the most beautiful object in South Africa, a yearly award that runs in conjunction with the Indaba, and we'll be looking at this year's contestants. They are sure to blow you away. Keeping it local in the kitchen, we'll be pitting two classic sweet treats against one another, the Cook Sister versus the Koo Sister.
That's it indeed. Molweni nonke, sanibonani. What else can we say? Goeiemiddag.
I like it.
International Mother Tongue Day. What do you say in Italian? Ciao, come stai? Good to have you guys with us on the show today. So Bonnie mentioned it all. It's a showdown in the loft today. I posted a sneaky little poll on my Instagram story just now asking my followers if they knew the difference between a Koo Sister and a Cook Sister. And it's really cool to know that about 15% of my followers don't know the difference between the two. It took me years, to be honest.
Yeah. And it's not a lot of people today in the office as well. So today I'm going to teach you the difference between a Koo Sister and a Cook Sister. But first, we do something super delicious. I'm so excited for this recipe. It's going to be a Thai-spiced roasted cauliflower dish with a coconut and coriander dressing.
Is it vegetarian?
It is.
Is it vegan?
It is.
Well
no,
no,
it's not.
There's a bit of
it's not. There's a bit of butter in there. But
Nice.
what's really awesome is today's recipes, all three of them, come from our culinary administrator, Gail. So I did not do any of it. This is all hers. And they are super delicious. You have to try these recipes.
Lovely. Celebrating nice and local on the show today and trying out some delicious, healthy treats as well. So keep it locked to Afternoon Express. It's going to be an epic show in the kitchen today. First up, however, we're excited to have a guest from the States joining us on the show. Her name is Lauren Mayhew, and she's an actress who has appeared in massive American shows like Dexter and CSI, some of my favorites. She's also an anchor on WWE, which is one of the most watched sports entertainment shows in the world. And she has a successful music career too.
I'm so fired up. The music starts to ignite, hits me like a Mack truck. Don't even think about going to bed, 'cause baby I ain't done with you yet. You'll be so glad that you did, 'cause baby you can sleep when you're dead.
It definitely looks like you're only going to be sleeping when you're dead, right?
Yeah, right?
And I feel like, are you sure you have enough talents to showcase? Would you like another one?
No, I think that's good for now. I think. Thank you.
Yeah, because you're an actress, you're a singer, you've been a ring announcer on WWE.
That's right.
And you're also an EDM DJ.
That's right. Yeah.
How do all these... Okay, so let's start off with how you landed up in South Africa. So there you are, minding your own business, doing your thing as best as you do, and then you wake up to a tweet.
That's right. I woke up one morning and, you know, I feel like as we all do, I check Twitter, which is my newsfeed.
Yeah,
I feel
it's like alarm,
right?
Twitter.
Exactly. Twitter, exactly. So I'm checking Twitter and it says, now playing Lauren Mayhew's song, What is Love? And I'm like, who's Good Hope FM? So I checked them out and I was like, wow, Cape Town's like leading pop station. I was like, that's so cool. So I reached out to them. I was like, they're playing my song. I might as well reach out. And I ended up becoming friends with some of the radio DJs there and, you know, hosts and stuff that are on the show. And we became friends, and now they've playlisted other my music. And I just, ever since that moment, knew that I had to make it over here.
Absolutely. Well, welcome, and I'm glad you made it here.
Thank you.
And have you enjoyed it so far?
I've been having a blast. Your country is so gorgeous.
It is beautiful.
I love it here.
It is beautiful. Two things. One that shocked you the most about it, and one that didn't surprise you at all.
Well, I actually wasn't really surprised by the beauty. I knew it was going to be, there was going to be water, there were going to be animals. I knew that. I'm actually surprised that it was windier than I thought it was going to be. I almost got blown away last night.
Oh, it gets worse. It gets worse.
Wasn't expecting that.
It gets worse where you're holding onto your car door so you hope it doesn't blow off your car.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, because it's tropical, but it's still the wind is still there. Yeah.
It's a beautiful place. But so you do all these things, and it's interesting for me how you juggle them all, and not just time-wise, because you're young and you have all the energy to do it, so why not? But sometimes people worry that if they're seen as an actress or they're seen as a musician or a DJ, that they're kind of neglecting an aspect of the full spectrum of what they want to offer, and that people will stop paying attention to them as that one other thing that they really want to do.
Yeah, it's interesting. I feel like when I first started out, people couldn't seem to wrap their head around. They're like, well, I don't understand. Do you sing or do you act? They want to put me in a box and pigeonhole me and make me choose one. And especially nowadays, I feel like in terms of how the entertainment industry is, there's no need for that. I mean, I feel like now there's so many different TV shows and films that incorporate music and that celebrate that, and there's so many celebrities now and the entertainers that do both, like J-Lo and Justin Timberlake and all these people that they'll do a film, they'll incorporate the music into their film, maybe in the soundtrack or something like that, and then on their off time they're touring the world. And
absolutely,
that's exactly what I want to do.
Well, tell me about what it actually takes to be good at all those things, not just to be able to say that you can do all of them, but that you're mastering all of them. What does it take behind the scenes?
Constant repetition and practice. I think, one of the things, it sounds like it's a lot, but first of all, they're all interconnected. All of them are a level of putting yourself out there, performing, especially with the music and the DJing. It's, singing is something I've done since birth. So knowing music, I mean, I've been a songwriter forever. And so becoming a DJ, I already had a very good understanding of beat and of melodies and about how things should work together and, things like that. So they kind of work more together than you might think. But there's definitely a lot of practice behind the scenes. But I also started from when I was very young. I was 12 or 13 years old when I started.
Yeah. And I mean, reading some research on you, you also say that some of your disciplines have kind of lent to each other, like 100%. Where you're on a show and you've been able to write a song for the show, like when you're on WWE. Tell us about some of those synergies.
WWE was crazy. That was super cool. It was actually when I was graduating college, and I got an audition from my commercial agent. And they were like, hey, they're looking for a new ring announcer and national anthem singer for the WWE. And I was like, that's like the Men in Tights, right? And they're like, yeah. And I was like, okay. So I go to the audition, not really thinking much of it. And it wasn't until I got my screen test, which was in New York, where they're based, actually in Connecticut, technically. So I get flown out there, all expenses paid, I'm going. And it wasn't until I arrived that I realized, wow.
Did you have to audition in the ring? And what did you have to do for the audition process?
They actually have a massive studio in Connecticut. They have recording studios. They have film studios, because they're a massive company now, an entertainment company. They don't just do the live ring matches. They have TV shows and films and all these other things. So I came in there, I auditioned, and I was like, wow, this is a huge deal. This company is massive. So I ended up getting the opportunity, which I am forever grateful for, because it was such a really cool experience. I got to travel every single week to somewhere new, even internationally. I got to perform at the O2 Arena in London twice, which is pretty cool. So, I mean, I don't know, I think that fits maybe 60 or 75,000 people or something, and it was packed. So that was quite the experience. I actually had to learn God Save the Queen, their national anthem for it, which I was a little bit nervous about, because that is a song you do not want to mess up.
You don't want to mess it up.
You don't want to mess up somebody's anthem, right?
Exactly.
So I am
Never mind your own.
Right? So I am on the airplane, and I am like, oh my gosh, there's so many stanzas to this song. I get there, turns out I only needed to know the first one. I memorized them all.
You look like you're always over-prepared.
That's true.
Just one last question. So historically, we've always felt like Hollywood places so much value on beauty and youth, and that women have a very tiny window to take their shot at everything that they want. Do you think that that's changed?
I think that the world is ever evolving, and I definitely think that, especially with acting, you can be an actress at any age. I think there's a role for everyone, no matter, what your skin color is, what you look like, what your age is. There's always a part. I think for music, it's maybe a little bit more difficult, especially just because it's also very tiring to be able to tour all over. The strenuous schedule is also very difficult. But I think that it depends what type of genre music that you do, but I think that more so than ever now is a climate where you can, you're seeing artists like Madonna, who's still relevant, and I don't even know how old she is, but
absolutely,
she's still crushing it.
We don't want to know how old she is. She's ageless.
Doesn't even matter.
Yeah. Well, we hope that you wake up to many more tweets from all over the world, especially South Africa. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
But you're not going away because you're going to perform for us later. And
That's
we
right.
definitely can't
Perform
wait.
my new song, Renegade.
Yay, thank you. So stay with us because later on in the show, Lauren will be performing live. And after the break, though, we sit down with the King Kong of motivational speaking, Vuki Dlamini. Don't go away.
A warm welcome back to Afternoon Express. We're live on SABC3. Now, you know how much I love a good cause, and what better way to get involved with one than to win? Loot.co.za is giving away 2 1,500 Rand gift vouchers when you help us support My School, My Village, My Planet raise funds for a newly refurbished Chock home in Pretoria. It's an epic cause, and we'd love for you to be part of it. All you need to do is download the My School app on your smartphone. You then select Chock as one of your beneficiaries, and you'll be entered into the lucky draw. It's literally as simple as that. Here's how you do it. First of all, you download the My School, My Village, My Planet app on your iPhone or your Android device. You can go find it on your Play Stores and App Stores. Then you click on the second link, which is choose who you want to help. And then you add Chock as one of your beneficiaries. It is that simple. Remember, you can only qualify to win if your My School card is linked to that beneficiary Chock, as we mentioned before. And that stands for the Childhood Cancer Foundation of South Africa. Remember, T's and C's are available on afternoonexpress.co.za.
Childhood cancer is the second most common cause of death amongst children in South Africa. 1 in every 500 children in South Africa are diagnosed with childhood cancer.
My daughter was diagnosed. She's got myopithelial carcinoma of the soft tissue, which is in the tummy. It's very sad to find out that your child has cancer because I never thought that it would happen to me.
Chalk is very helpful because children must be treated here the whole week. So for you to travel every day, going home, coming back, so Chalk is helpful there because you can come stay at Chalk. They cook for the children, healthy food, and then they also provide with transport for people who struggle.
Chalk is one of South Africa's leading organizations who aid families who are affected by childhood cancer. Afternoon Express, together with my school, are committed to helping Chalk raise funds for a newly refurbished home away from home. You can get involved by signing up for your free virtual My School, My Village, My Planet card today. Download the My School app, select Chalk as one of your beneficiaries, and you will automatically be entered into a weekly loot.co.za competition.
Chalk is a big support. We made family here at Chalk, and I don't think I would know what I would have done if it wasn't for them.
Now, at only 27 years old, Vuki Dlamini is already an in-demand public speaker and has gained a reputation for his unconventional approach to motivation by using entertainment. A poem he wrote caught the attention of Casper Nyovest, and he was awarded the opportunity to perform it at an opening act in the famous Fill Up the Dome concert. Let's check it out.
We at it again, bro. I'ma reintroduce them to a real nigga. Although unnecessary, man, they know you. To call them out to the dome, get them lit and inspired, cause for that dream you foot the bill. You looked at it, one-sized up and went in for the kill. And as if that wasn't enough, you got all cocky, looked at Orlando and was like, I think I will. I'm not even gonna trip over every stadium. I can already imagine it. That's it. It's filled. We'll have youngins that skipped out the house, got their mamas up all night just waiting to deal with them. We'll have church girls that'll only be good again the next day. They came out to get tip drilled with us. Somebody's girlfriend is gonna have them waiting for about 2 hours while she's plucking, tucking, and chucking. She wanna look good for Abuti Phillips. So that night, you better chill.
Wow. Wow. Welcome to the loft, Mr. Motivational Bev.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I'm extremely excited to be here.
Oh, it's lovely to have you here. So, before Casper met you and commissioned you to perform at the Dome, is this the poem that you initially wrote for him or about him?
Okay, so before I answer that, because you had said that it's, it's National Mother Tongue Day, so my full name is Sivugile Sizwe Samaswati Saletuktula kwaDlamini uDlamini uSibalukhulu Domzawela ubombo ngohlehletela nkomo zidle sibayeni ngokwesela belusi. Say that. Okay, you don't have to say that. So
yeah, luckily I don't have to say that. I have to make you say it.
Yeah. So in answering your question, so this is the one that was played on. Well, it was the one for.
Sorry, that's the part where you were supposed to clap, everybody.
In fact, it was supposed to be a whole lot of.
Yeah, exactly.
But okay, we'll teach them. We'll teach them these things. So this one was for the Fill Up FNB Stadium, so not Fill Up the Dome. I had done a previous one for Fill Up the Dome. As a matter of fact, when I heard that he's going to attempt this mammoth task of filling up the dome, for me, that was something so special that needed celebrating. So I created this piece for him that I had then recorded and put up on social media. On Facebook, it just went viral.
Wow.
It went viral, and finally it got to him. And I think I remember Kapoor was one of the people that texted me first, on Messenger, and he said, listen, this guy just finished watching your piece, and we would like for you to come and Fill Up the Dome. I'm like, don't play.
Wow.
This guy, I'm being catfished right now. So I didn't even believe it in the beginning,
Yeah.
And then Jude also sent me a text, and I'm thinking, you know what? Push come to shove, I'll just block these people if I am being catfished.
Yes.
And little did I know that it was actually true.
Real thing.
It was the real thing. I didn't believe it until I think a week before.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so...
But your rise to your position as King Kong of motivational speaking didn't happen overnight, and it wasn't necessarily an easy road. It was not like you just woke up, you had a talent, and you put it on tape.
No.
So take us through that journey.
Okay, so...
From the call center days.
From the call center days. You want me to go that far back?
Yeah.
So I was 21 years old when I got my first official job, and this was a call center agent. I remember I was on learnership with another company that would send us then to this other bigger company. And we went to this company, and I remember while we were being trained during the facilitation of this all, I remember thinking, man, I actually like what this lady or this gentleman is doing. So I'd go up to these guys and say, listen, I'd like for you to take me under your wing. Could you please assist me? I think I might have just what it takes for me to be able to be a facilitator. I don't know how many times, man, it must have been twice or 3 times from both companies, and people are like, you know what, we'll try and make time, but you know, nobody really wants to go out of their own comfort zone, and people will only assist you as far as it's convenient for them, you know? So, man, this is me constantly. Every facilitator that we come across, I'd say, listen, could you please assist me? I would like some assistance to be a public speaker. Now, I didn't know at the time the difference between a public speaker,
and a
facilitator, and, you know, presenter, all of that. I didn't know the difference between all of that, you know?
So you finally meet somebody who gives you an opportunity?
Finally, I meet somebody. Now, the same company, they had a strat session, somewhat of a strat session, so it was a development workshop. And in that development workshop, I see this lady, man, and she was absolutely amazing, not just in her speaking, but anyway, that's for another day.
I'm
so
sure.
I go up to this lady and I say, listen, Paul, could you please assist me? All I want, I've been rejected so many times. I just want to sit and watch. That's all I want to do. And I just wanted to learn. Now I consume a lot of information. And I remember I texted her. She gave me a number. She said, yes, you can. And what do? I texted her that same evening. And I said, I will be there tomorrow. So on the days when I was off, I would be there. So I'd drive myself there.
So you shadowed her for quite a while.
I'd shadow her for about 30 days. So days when I was off, I'd be there. If I was working at the contact center, if I was working in the evening, I'd start there in the morning. So it was really long hours for my part, giving my extra mile for my piece of value as
That's
opposed
incredible.
to what is
It's incredible. I mean, I needed to ask you that question because people have talents and they want to do the work, but sometimes they feel like it's going to take a very miraculous journey, but it's actually just about putting in the work and asking for help.
That is true.
So the other thing I want to ask you about motivational speaking in particular, what do you think it is about motivational speaking that people repeatedly come back for? What is it that people most struggle with that they want to be motivated about? Because perhaps people are only as inspired as their last motivational seminar they attended.
That's true, yes.
What is it that they repeatedly come back for?
And you're right. You know, motivation in itself is, to some extent, not sustainable. You know, it's not sustainable. That's why we do training and we do facilitation so we can come back and say, okay, so this is what we spoke about when we first motivated you. Here's how we can then unpack it. Because remember, when you're doing motivation or a keynote, you're only given so much, you know. And I think people come back more for the feeling. You know, what I say, I can punch it. Now, I don't know about a whole lot of other people because, to be honest, a lot of public speakers are regurgitating a whole lot of cliche you know, so
an accumulative effect of
if you
many
can achieve it, if you can dream it, you can achieve. So it's always the same thing. So sometimes people just want to be reminded of that, and I think a lot of people's stories are so inspiring in such a way that you can relate to it yourself and you can put yourself in that situation and you are now a part of that story and you can think to what I am saying and think, you know what, I'm him. I am him. You understand?
So you have a very special message to share with Afternoon Express?
Yes. So while I was sitting there, I wrote a bit of a piece for you, and this one goes. Roses are red and violets are blue. How you denying I'm the best when I'm on the Afternoon Express, dude? I'm hanging out with the awesome Danilo, and I was always in a rush to when a gorgeous Bonnie, I think I have a crush, boo. It's sugar just how sweet it is, but it has all come to. I want to hear you say it out loud. This show is #1, bro. I like how y'all chat about the type of lifestyle that I myself am always so into, and the kind of guests that you always have on the show that will help your viewers win too. I think that's pretty cool. Bunny babe, I know I said I have a bit of a crush, but have you seen Lauren Mayhew? I heard a song the other day, What is Love? I hope I'll get to show her someday soon. I'm kidding, I love you, Bunny Damini. That's who you are now. We on the Afternoon Express. Hey, We on the Afternoon Express, we big, we Bud Spencer, that we the best, that, hey, listen, why you stop looking at me like that, because now you making me fumble. That remote control, you better put it down, leave it on press, son. I said we on the Afternoon Express on SABC3, so I think it's safe to say, Mama, I made it. I'm Vuki Dlamini, thank you all for having me, seriously.
Wow.
You're the greatest.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I really feel like I'm on the Express now. So we've still got so much more to come on Afternoon Express, including that live performance from Lauren Mayhew. While you're on social media, let us know where you think Lauren should visit when she's in SA. And after the break, we head to the kitchen with a healthy midweek dinner. That spiced, roasted cauliflower steaks with coconut and coriander dressing. Yum. We'll be right back.
Crush, your daily dose of goodness. Now also available in long life.
Made with love by Clover.
Oh, like here.
Yes, I do. Yeah, it is nothing else.
A warm welcome back to Afternoon Express. It's so good to have you with us on the show today. Now, with day zero looming and everybody getting nervous about it, we've had to drastically change the way that we think and use water, especially when it comes to my favorite thing in the world, cooking in the kitchen. So today, Clem prepares a dish that is both healthy, super tasty, and does not use a single drop of water. The only thing I will say is you might need a little bit of water afterwards because of the spice. It's gonna burn your mont.
It took me a second to think about that one.
Yeah.
Okay, but let's just start cooking.
So I'm a little bit interested in what you're gonna be making today because Bonnie, Jeannie, and myself are all quite spicy as it is. And when you try and tell me that there's vegetables involved and you're making a steak, I always get nervous.
Right, and it's not a real like meat steak. It's a cauliflower steak.
Is it a mistake?
It's not a mistake.
Sure, just checking.
We're doing it really well done today, okay?
Okay, cool. So cauliflower steak.
Cauliflower steaks, which is really awesome, is all you're doing is you're chopping the cauliflower steaks to the thickness as you would for a normal beef steak. So about 2 to 3 centimeters. You can go a lot thicker if you want. Absolutely.
Okay, cool. Lovely. By the way, if you guys are new to Afternoon Express or want to know how to get all the recipes that we make on the show, it's really simple. If you take out your device and you just SMS the keyword EAT to 33650, today's recipe will be sent to your mobile device. It will cost you R1.50, but it is so worth it when you can have dinner prepared easily and simply with all the recipes we make on the show. So keyword EAT 33650. It's that simple.
It is super simple. Then, to our cauliflower, we're going to add some butter. So earlier you asked if it's vegan. It's not because we're using butter. But if you really wanted to, you could use some olive oil.
Okay, but the butter obviously gives it that nice creamy flavor. All that delicious saltiness gets soaked into there already. So
super delicious flavor.
So recommended butter, but if you want to go with the vegan option, obviously just replace it with olive oil.
Absolutely, cool. I'll put a little bit over there. I can go there. So now, a little bit of a Thai spice mix. We've got some, do you know what this is?
Black sesame seeds?
It is not.
Oh, what is that?
No, it's onion seed. It almost fooled me for a second. I was like, wait, is it? No, it's black onion seeds. Yeah, or Nigella seeds. Really awesome. Then I got some nutmeg going in, some smoked chili flakes.
Yummy, those are my favorites.
Uh-huh.
So that spice comes in.
Thai 7 spice.
What does that smell like?
All right, give it a little taste.
Oh, yummy. It smells like dessert in a plate almost.
Do you want to taste a little bit of it?
Might as well.
Take a little sprinkle. So it's very fragrant, really awesome.
Oh, yum. So it's almost like a mixture of, feels like cinnamon and cardamom and all those kind of flavors
ginger,
mixed into
garlic,
one.
Yeah, all of it. Then some ginger went in there and some sesame seeds. You're giving a good mix.
Not dark sesame seeds.
No, the white ones. And what you do is you're going to sprinkle it over your cauliflower steaks, and they're going to go into the oven to roast. They're going to come out, I'd say about half an hour. You don't want to cook it all the way through. You don't want it to plop around. Keep some texture in there. Then we're going to do a nice little dressing to go with it. You ready?
Yep, I'm so ready.
I love this one. It's super easy. So we got some jalapeno chutney.
Jalapeno.
Can you add some coconut milk to it? I'm loving coconut milk right now.
Say when.
Keep on going, keep on going, keep on going.
This is basically the base of it all, I imagine. So this is the base of your sauce you're making. So instead of using yogurt or something like that, try something new. Because the coconut milk has got that nice exotic flavor about it. And I guess, obviously, it's just something different. It's got a flavor as opposed to using a yogurt.
Absolutely. So I'm not wasting. I'm using the lime zest on our cauliflower steaks. And then I'm going to use the juice in our dressing.
I gotcha.
Just like that. Can I get some coriander from you? Oh.
Sure. What would you be eating this with, if I may ask? What would you be eating something like this with, like a steak?
You could use it for like normal beef steak or chickens. I would use it for the cauliflower. It really brings out the flavor of the cauliflower quite a lot.
No, I'm using like actually this cauliflower steak. What would you do? You eat it just as is,
I
like
would.
a steak? Okay,
as a steak. Cool. And it's done. Look at that beautiful green sauce over there. Delicious. I would have it with a steak. The steak is a steak on its own. You don't need to meat.
Just like
today.
that.
Yeah.
So try something new. Obviously this coming Monday that'll be coming your way will become a meat-free Monday. This is a nice dish to be able to prepare. So practice, write it, and then try it for meat-free Monday this coming Monday. Remember that keyword is EAT. You SMS it to 33650 at a cost of R1.50. Now from food to some incredible design, our next guests are on the couch.
Now, the Design Indaba 2018 officially kicks off today, and one of the most prestigious awards every year is the most beautiful object in South Africa. The idea is to engage with South Africans about what constitutes beauty, and the winner is decided by votes. Last year's winner was the Sankara rug by textile designer Nkuli Mlangeni. Let's check it out.
My product was nominated as one of the most beautiful objects in South Africa, and what it is a handmade rug that is made by artisans who have been weaving for many centuries. It is inspired initially by taking references from the traditional reed dance and then develop patterns, and then evolving them into graphics and then turning them into textiles.
Wow. That's absolutely beautiful. And now we're joined by the founder of the competition, Lauren Shantall, along with manager Bev Cupido. Welcome to The Loft.
Thank you so much, Bonnie.
Yes. So, Lauren, you founded the most beautiful object in the world competition, and it's become such a huge feature of the Design Indaba. How did this idea get engineered?
All right, well, let's go back 11 years and think about South African design industry. And there weren't really any awards for designers. There was at the time the SABS Institute had an award for industrial design. So if you'd made a creepy crawly, you could enter that. But there wasn't really anything that honored South African design, jewelry design, surface design, textile design. So I had the privilege of working at the Design Indaba, and I went to Ravi Naidu, who is the visionary behind it. And I said to him, look, I think we should do an award to honor our designers. And for me, it was really important that this be a public-facing award, because the design industry can be quite insular, but I believe design is for everybody. It's egalitarian. And I really wanted members of the public to decide what that object would be. So in kind of a really plain speak, think about the most beautiful object in South Africa as a beauty pageant for design objects.
Wow, that's absolutely lovely.
And the public get to decide. So this year you can go onto the Design Indaba website and vote for the thing you think deserves to win. So I encourage everybody to go on there and take a look and see what their favorite is. But really it was about getting people to learn more about South African design. It was about providing a prompt for the industry to help grow the industry. And it was really about saying to the South African public, this is what we're making. What do you love?
Yeah. So what are the design elements that you use as criteria to judge?
Well, it's interesting because the Design Indaba doesn't do any of the judging, and it's all decided by public vote. And you can vote, I think you get 8 votes every day, and when you maxed out, you can't vote anymore. But really, the judging is in the hands of the public.
Yeah. So have you been surprised, perhaps, at times when you look at all the nominees and you've seen what the audience or the public thinks is the most beautiful object? What stands out for you? What is the commonality that you find in the objects that win?
Well, one surprise for me, and it's a little controversial, is one year we had a condom applicator was nominated as the most beautiful object in South Africa, and it was an aid for people to practice safe sex at a time when HIV education was really primary in the minds of the public. So there have been some interesting objects that really flouted convention, that weren't pretty, that were social or political comments. So it's quite wild, it's quite out there, and I invite you to go have a look, and Bev can tell you a little bit more about what's in the lineup this year. It ranges from jewelry to sculpture.
Tell us about some of the contestants
this year we have Thabiso Mjo. She's got her beautiful tutu pendant light.
I saw that. It's beautiful.
There's these African-inspired brogues by Maria McCloy. What I also love is it's one of our past emerging creatives has also got the Mvelo desk that's on exhibition. It's
beautiful.
It's beautiful. So it ranges, and Justin Mahoney's. Mighty and the Beles, we've got the brooch, and
they're
also a
also
performance
beautiful.
piece
I wish
as
they
well.
could all win.
And this year we've also got Dear Rubani, a performance piece also been voted.
Her piece, I mean, she is just one of the most beautiful objects in South Africa anyway, just before she even performs. So just looking at what the competition is going to be, are there hopes in the future perhaps to expand it to the rest of Africa, where perhaps it becomes the most beautiful object in Africa?
Sure.
I love that.
I think we definitely have that on the
I'm
cards
the girl
in the
with
future.
the ideas, girl.
Yeah, I love that.
You want ideas? Come to me.
Steal your idea?
We're definitely going that route, and you know, that's what we're all about.
Now, apparently the contestants can get or the nominees can be nominated by a person. Who nominates the nominees?
That's a really good question. We decide across a range of people. We like to invite celebrity. In fact, we'd love to have you as one of our nominators. But we also look at people who are within the design industry, past winners, industry experts, so people who have clout in different spheres of life, different walks of life. We think it's important to have a representative spread.
And anyone just watching who's in the design space and they are thinking, oh my gosh, I want to design an object that qualifies as the most beautiful object in South Africa, what would your advice be to them?
I think for me, advice would be is just let your passion come through in whatever you're doing, whatever you design. And I think never doubt yourself, because at the end of the day, we all perceive beauty in a different way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
just go with your own flow.
And keep going with your own
Yeah.
flow.
And keep going.
And
yeah.
peer review, I think, is really important. You learn so much from people in the industry, people who can input into what you're making in ways that you can't conceive of yourself. So I think external input is really important.
Yeah, yeah.
And then also just wanted to say that all the objects that are on this year's Most Beautiful Object in South Africa are actually on display.
Yes.
On the Artscape Piazza in Cape Town, and tonight it's an open night and anyone and everyone can go down there and take a look.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
absolutely stunning. We love beautiful things. Beauty does amazing things to our souls. But thank you so much for doing. What
Could
was
I
it?
just say we
Yeah.
open we open till Friday, every night from 5 till late. And also, if you'd like to see any of the objects, we've got beautiful videos on our website as well, designindaba.com. Have a look. You'll be blown away.
Awesome. Well, we're looking forward to it. And all the details will be on our website, afternoonexpress.co.za. Coming after the break, it's time for some friendly traditional competition as we put the cook sister against the Koo sister. Which is your favorite? Well, we'll help you decide after this.
Get a taste of the smooth island life and win big with Tropica Island of Treasure Maldives. Via Tropica, follow the entry details on the pack and you could win daily airtime prizes, American Tourista luggage for your next adventure, vouchers from loot.co.za to shop the hot daily deals online, and the grand prize of a Kia Picanto. For competition T's and C's, visit tropica.co.za. And don't forget to watch Tropica Island of Treasure Maldives every Monday at 7:30 p.m. on SABC3.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. This big smile on my face has all got to do with a really cool poll that I posted on Insta Stories not too long ago, asking you whether you know the difference between Kus sisters and Cook sisters. It seems to have been an absolute sort of like tyrant of a question over the last while, because I didn't know until basically about 2 or 3 years ago. And it seems about 75% of you said that you do know what they are, which means that at least 25% of you don't know what the difference between a Kus sister is and a Cook sister.
Do you know the difference?
I now know.
Tell me.
So, Kus sister is the one that it's kind of like deep, like it's almost like fried, and it's got the coconut on the outside.
Yes.
A Cook sister, which is my favorite thing of all time, it's my dad's favorite snack, just FYI, is the oozing out delicious syrup that comes from a plaited dough.
Okay. Yes, I'll accept that. Do you know how to make it?
No, now
let's get started. Cool. So the first dough I've got over here is the one for the Kus sister. It's got some anise in there, some ginger and some cardamom. Quite nice and spicy. Cape Malay, so you can imagine the spices being added in there.
Lovely.
What I do, super easy. Take a little bit, roll it into a ball, and then I like to press it down. It's going to puff up a little bit. Oh, that's too much. There we go, like that. It's going to puff up again, so actually the oil's almost done. So the reason I do that, squish it down, is so that I create a lot more surface area.
Okay.
So the inside cooks as well as the outside.
I
Also,
get
you
it.
get like a dough ball. Do you want
Inside
that?
Cook sister is very confusing. Kus sister. So this is the Kus sister, obviously,
Yes.
one with all the coconut in it. And it looks delicious. We've gone with a slightly different version of our Cook sisters, with the way that you're creating the syrups. And it's a nice way to play around. So if you've made Cook sisters before, the recipe today is really going to surprise you. I think you'll really enjoy it.
All right. So let's talk about that syrup that we used for the Kus sisters. It's got some nachi peel in there, and it's sugar and water. Simple syrup, okay?
Okay.
Nice and delicious. Then for the Cook sister, we've gone a bit different, like you said. We've got
If you've got a sister, you'll know how to make this, because I do not know how to braid.
Oh yeah, it's coming.
Is this plaiting or braiding?
It's braiding, plaiting, doesn't matter.
Fishtail. See, I'm learning things. I'm learning the fishtail, fishnet, fish.
What's a fish
Fish
going to do
plait.
that? Okay, cool. Let me tell you how I roll them out. So,
Girls, is a fish plait? Fish plait? Fish plait.
Okay.
Yes.
Check it out.
Got
Check it out. Let's cook. Let's cook. Right. So I've got
Let's
my
cook,
little
sister.
Yes, sister. Okay, so we've got 3 little pieces. My trick is take 3 fingers.
Yes.
As you roll it out, push them out gently, and you'll see your little braid will like follow it and like
Or
elongate.
plait or your braid or whatever you want
call
to
it.
say at home.
Cool.
Yes.
Then 3 pieces together. Squish it down. So we go over, over, over. Right? You with me?
Yeah. Over.
There we
so
go.
your instructions on your SMS, when you SMS the word treat to 33650, will just say over,
Yes.
over, until it looks something along these lines.
Show me, sister.
So remember, your
Let's go.
SMSs will cost R1.50, and your free SMSs don't apply. I should have had a sister, even though I've only got one older brother. How did I know how to do this so simply? Who will ever know?
Whoa,
Don't ask anyone.
Look at that.
Boom.
Sister, you got some skills, eh?
Cook sister made on the show. Sister got the skills.
Yeah, there we go.
Nice.
And that's exactly...
Now, do you deep fry them?
You deep fry them, so let's actually pop one. We've got some here. Pop them
one that
in
actually
the oil.
looks good, because mine ain't looking so good.
Cool, there we go.
Cool, so that like that.
Bubbling away nicely. I'm actually going to add like all of them to the same pot.
Okay.
Why can't the sisters cook together? There we go.
Why can't the Cook sisters be with the Cook sisters in the cooking pot? I don't know. It's going to get
All
very
right.
confusing as we go.
So the syrup for the Cook sister has got some ginger in there and some star anise. So I also added a little bit of lemon zest in there. You tasted it earlier and like, whoa, what's that citrus
It's
flavor?
delicious,
Quite nice.
yeah.
There's a lot of sugar that we're using. That citrus flavor cuts right through it.
Okay.
Kind of like makes it a little lighter, so it's not just all sugar.
And then how do you make the actual syrup? Like, how does that become syrupy?
Okay, let me just show you my pot that I've got over here, which I actually use for my Kus sisters. It's a normal pot, and I just added some sugar to it and water. So 2 parts sugar to 1 part water, and then your fragrant ingredient, like this one's got nachi in there.
Okay, delicious. You just reduce that and reduce that and reduce that until it becomes a very nice syrupy texture.
Exactly.
Oh yeah,
And
look
then
at
the
that
trick
browning
is-
on the side. Can you guys see this? How good
Yes,
does that
they can.
look? Yummy.
The trick is, with the Cook sisters,
Yeah?
you add them to cold syrup.
Oh, I see.
With the Kus sisters, you add it to hot syrup.
Just to soak up all the
Exactly.
juices. Okay,
Are
I
you
get
with
you.
me?
I'm with you.
Then-
Cook sisters cold syrup. Cook sisters hot syrup. I'm getting it.
Yes, exactly. And then when the Kus sister comes out of the hot syrup, it goes into the coconut.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah, you would-
guys, this is probably the most confusing recipe we've ever done on the show.
It's
Hope
so
that we've
much fun.
managed to clarify all of your concerns. If you've never known the difference, now you know, and we've made them in the most delicious way ever.
All right, so let's eat. Which one are you going to go for? You can go for your dad's favorite.
I'm going to go for my dad's favorite, just to celebrate you, Pops. It was his birthday the other day, so this can be to celebrate
We
him.
can send it to him because they're so well preserved in sugar.
19th of Feb was his birthday, so happy birthday, Pops.
Hey, okay,
Cheers.
cool. Cheers. Cheers.
Oh, that's delicious. All of those flavors in the syrup are so yum. Mom never taught me to talk with my mouth full, but I need to get you guys to go to a commercial break because when we come back, we've got an amazing acoustic performance by American singer and actress Lauren Mayhew. So we'll be right back while I eat on this.
This week, feel the goodness on Afternoon Express with Clover Crush. It's often the little things that have the biggest impact, and Clover Crush is spreading goodness by donating school shoes to 10,000 learners across South Africa in partnership with Smart Steps Shoes. Discover some of the beneficiary schools and meet the famous faces who'll be spreading positivity with Clover Crush. Watch Afternoon Express weekdays at 4:30 p.m. on SABC3. The stage is yours.
Just feel stuck, like this life's not enough. You wish on a star, wondering who you are, but the answer's not there, baby. Don't need to go far to see in your heart, only you can be
turn me up just a little bit, because now the guitar is very loud, which is great, but I can't really hear myself that well.
Rewrite our story, I'll be a renegade. Hey. And rewrite our story, I'll be a renegade. And rewrite our story. Don't even think, just take the jump.
Thank you, that's better.
Cause this chance only comes once. You wish on a star, wondering who you are, but the answer's not there, baby. Don't need to go far to see in your heart, only you can be a renegade.
Still, if you could turn me up just a smidgen bit more, that'd be good. In the monitor. Thank you.
Go team. Just a second. You want to start now? Yeah.
Oh, baby, it's right there by the chair. I have 2 glasses of water.
Now he was watching you slow around to the camera.
30 seconds. I'm good.
It's super undone. I'm going to move out anyway.
Yes. 9, 8, 7.
Crush, your daily dose of goodness. Now also available in long life.
Made with love by Clover.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Thank you so much for joining us. If you, like me, are feeling like it's been too long a week already, well, this moment is just for you. Nothing beats a good midweek pick-me-up. And here to give us just that is American singer Lauren Mayhew with Renegade. Take it away.
Thank you.
Do you ever just feel stuck? Like this life's not enough. You wish on a star, not there, baby. Don't need to go far to see in your heart. Only you can be renegade. Because it's never ever too late to find your way and rewrite our story. I'll be a renegade, hey, and rewrite our story. I'll be a renegade and rewrite our story. Don't even think, just take the jump. 'Cause this chance only comes once. You wish on a star, wondering who you are, but the answer's not there, baby. Don't need to go far to see in your heart. Only you can be a renegade. 'Cause it's never ever too late to find your way and rewrite our story. I'll be a renegade, woo, and rewrite our story. I'll be a renegade and rewrite our story. Rewrite, 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 rewrite your story. Rewrite, rewrite, it's time for you to break free. Rewrite, 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 rewrite your story. This time I'll be a renegade. Yeah, yeah. I'll be a renegade. Yeah, yeah. I'll be a renegade.
Thank you, guys.
Awesome pause. It feels like it should be a Friday in the Afternoon Express Loft.
Absolutely, absolutely. Come on over, come on over.
We'll treat you to South African treats because you haven't had these just yet. Tell me if you've had a cook sister or a coup sister in your life before.
You know what? I haven't, but I feel like I've been learning about them watching you do it.
Okay, there we go. So that is a coup sister.
Okay.
Taste one for me.
Okay, great. I love treats.
Okay, do you like it? It's got lots of nice sugar inside,
Great.
so it's going to re-energize you after that performance.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that's the coup sister.
Okay, that's a coup sister, Cape Malay. Then you can try a cook sister, which is like plaited dough, also steeped in syrup, but these are like a special syrup. We made like a delicious special syrup with nice,
Why
like
is it special?
spices. Because it's got like a cardamom in there and...
I like that a lot.
Do you mean that? So she's saying that like she doesn't mean it.
Which one do you like more?
I think this one, actually.
Because there's more syrup on it?
Probably.
My
I like
reason too.
sweets.
What's happening tomorrow?
So tomorrow on the show, we're celebrating South African design with two incredible talents. I'm so excited for the show tomorrow because fashion designer Celeste Arendse joins us, as well as Belina Naidu, who creates fashion for people who are blind using a Braille identification system. So in your little, like, you know, you've got these little tags on your clothes, usually on the inside.
It's actually Braille.
She's raised them to make the Braille so that you can kind of figure out what materials are made out of it to help, obviously, blind people find fashion that's going to fit them and suit them that they can find is ethically sourced without having to go and have somebody else come and help
One
you.
of the most exciting things to watch in South Africa is what's happening in the design space.
Indeed.
So, yeah. Looking
We'll
forward
see
to
you
it.
then, South Africa. Have a brilliant rest of your evening. And thank you so much for joining us once again. We'll see you again, same time, same place tomorrow. Find us on
Lauren,
social
thank you.
sites. Yeah,
Thanks for
Lauren,
having me.
thanks.
It's been a pleasure.
Enjoy your treats.
Yeah.
See you tomorrow. Bye.
Afternoon Express, made with love by Clover.
Nada. Feel Good production.